Assalamualaikum and have a nice day. I'm Nisha as a chairman. Today, I would like to share to you about the introduction of Aitab and Bank Islam. Alright, now what is Aitab? Aitab is Ijarah Summa Al-Bait. It is a nutshell Islamic version of the conventional hire purchase. The parties enter into the lease contract for a set time and then engage in the sale contract when the lease period is expired. Hire purchase also means that the owner of the commodity can rent his good to the hirer of the set time of amount and provide the hirer the option and acquire the thing. The base Sharia principle of the Ijarah Summa Al-Bait, which translate that the lease with the option to buy. Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad was founded in June 1983 was the first Malaysian bank that offered the Sharia compliant financial product. According to Abdullah and Dusuki 2006 that Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad developed Islamic vertical finance as the Islamic financial product. Alright, this is example for the basic structure of Aitab. As we look, we have three parties. The first is the supplier, the car dealer, the second one is the customer, and the last one is the bank. So that's all for me. Thank you.
Thank you to our chairman for your explanations. So as Deputy Chief Executive, I want to talk a little bit about the concept. Al-Ijarah Thumma Al-Bait is a Sharia compliance product finance based on the principle which is Ijarah followed by the sale Al-Bait. During the contract, the customer is required to pay the agreed upon the rental payment with a particular time frame. So there is no Islamic hire purchase act to regulate this product, as there are still many Sharia compliance and offer where Ijarah finance has faced debate issue as the key as to the extent of the current Al-Ijarah Thumma Al-Bait is in accordance with Sharia principle as established in Islamic banking concept. So, Al-Ijarah Thumma Al-Bait contain three key parties, and there are the consumer as the buyer, the bank or the financing firm as the owner, and the vendor, dealer or seller as the intermediary party between these two groups.
Position is Chief Finance Officer would like to present about terms of financing of Aitab product from Bank Islam. There are financing terms of how much the Bank Islam will charge based on the customer loan amount and period. The customer will get the appropriate financing amount which will be paid back over the agreed upon period by the bank. According to the table, the tenure is minimum years is 2 years. Meanwhile, the maximum is 7 years. The financing amount that bank provided in minimum is about 50,000 and maximum is based on the subject to bank's approval. The monthly payment is using the formula which is the financing amount approved times profit rate per annum times tenure of the facility in years divided by the tenure of the facility in months.
820B1801, which is chairman of Sharia Committee for the 2.1 feature of the Aitab product. The Sharia Resolution of Islamic Finance 2010, namely the National Sharia Advisory Council (BNM) was determined the Aitab with their own characteristic or feature. The feature of for the contract must have two separate contract between Ijarah and sale or purchase contract, which is a letter of representative to appoint an agent or representative to an Islamic financial institution, must be introduced in the procedure for implementing Aitab. Next, the agreement document should have an undertaking from the tenant himself that he will purchase the vehicle at the end of the rental period or redeem it if the tenant to settle early before the maturity period. Then, asset owner, they must bear the risk that will occur. Finally, if the tenant wants to enter the new Aitab, they must terminate first the current contract to avoid a contract duplication. Its advantage. Aitab provide for both advantage for customer and the banks. The banks collect the monthly rents and keep the assets. First, Aitab is an innovative contract to ensure Muslims have to access Sharia compliance vehicle finance. The fund used in the Islamic hire purchase facility are sources entirely halal sources, so consumers are spread from unethical action. Next, Aitab is advantage of being able to provide customer which is a fixed rental rate. The rental rate of an asset can be agreed between the lessor and tenant in an Ijarah contract, so they both know the rate and duration of the lease. Next, it can be used for all type of assets. All type of consumer product and motor vehicle are available for hire and hire purchase basis. This provides that the hire purchase in Islam is unlimited and beneficially to all, while in conventional it is the opposite. Finally, in the event of an accident, Takaful will bear the cost of repair to make the vehicle sellable when the contract expired. But if the customer dies, the hires do not pay anything if the vehicle is returned to the Islamic financial institution.
Hi and Assalamualaikum. I as Sharia Committee will proceed the disadvantages of the Aitab product. Okay, firstly, the customer has low awareness about Aitab when compared to the conventional hire purchase. The majority of the customer cannot differ between Aitab product and conventional hire purchase product. Okay, secondly, the Aitab concept faces the competition in the market. The numerous of Islamic bank and financial institutions in the Malaysia offer Islamic finance vehicle, but Aitab is facing difficulty gaining the client because it has been monopolized by conventional hire purchase product. Okay, thirdly, there is lack cooperation among sellers. They should recommend about Aitab product and explain about advantages of the Aitab and how it differs from conventional product. Last but not least, financial institutions lack sufficient experience is one of the disadvantages of the Aitab product. Next, I'm gonna compare the conventional hire purchase and Islamic hire purchase in BBA. Okay, firstly, an Islamic hire purchase covers all forms of product, while conventional hire purchase, on the other hand, is limited to consumers, goods, motor vehicles, and machinery. Okay, next, in conventional hire purchase, there are loan, interest rate, higher charge, and late payment interest. But in Islamic hire purchase, there are financing, profit rate, markup, and late payment charge. Okay, next, the customer must sign a basic agreement under conventional hire purchase, but he must sign two agreements under Islamic hire purchase, which are Al-Ijarah and Al-Bai'i. In terms of responsibility, the owner is liable for basic and structural maintenance of the good during the Islamic hire purchase transaction. In conventional hire purchase, however, the hire is responsible for all expenditure and maintenance. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and hi. I as a Sharia committee would like to share about unique feature of Aitab with its conventional counterpart and current issue regarding Aitab product. There are two unique features that we are found, which is profitability and benefits. First, profitability. In Islamic banking, from the transaction allowed by Sharia, such as the Ijarah contract, for example, the bank will repay the deposit when required by the customer with the same amount according to the procedure set by the bank. While in conventional banking, customers who have opened an account have been promised a deposit with a certain return for their company savings. It clearly used the concept of riba, which is a guaranteed return, and this concept is against Sharia. Second, benefit. In Islamic banking, we usually use the word financing. This is because Islamic banking does not provide loans to customers, but only conventional banking use the term loan because the concept used is that borrower borrows money from the lender. Next, there are several concerns with Aitab's operation. These concerns are largely stated by bankers and Sharia specialists who were involved in the Aitab operation both directly and indirectly. First, customers' attitude. Some skeptics even accuse Aitab of being nothing more than a backdoor technique of imposing interest despite the fact that its Arabic name seems more Islamic. Second, lack of experience among bank officers. Many argue that the two items are similar, particularly in terms of papers, procedures, and governance. Third, lack of awareness and cooperation among the dealers. In the Malaysian setting, customers typically approach a dealer first to purchase a vehicle before asking for a higher purchase loan from a financial institution. Fourth, documentation. The customer must be shown the documents in order. Fifth, competition in the market. As a novel product, Aitab faced a hurdle in determining how to sell it at a lower price than its equivalent. Last, lack of Sharia framework. Aitab is run on conventional principles because there is no formal Sharia legislation that governs its operations.
My position is Chief Business Banking Officer. I would like to present about the illustration flow of the Aitab product. There are two contracts. The first contract is lease contract or Ijarah, and the second contract is sales contract Al-Bai'i. The first flow shows the customer makes a need determination and negotiation to the seller to buy the house, and the second flow shows the seller makes a quote with the price, terms, and conditions agree with the customer. While the third flow shows the customer makes a request for Ijarah of the asset and promises to purchase the asset after the expiry of the lease to Bank Islam. And the fourth flow shows the bank buys a commodity through cash payment at the purchase price with the seller. Next, second contract. The
flow shows the seller sells the asset to the bank and the bank will become the ownership of the asset while the seller hands over the asset to the customer for rent. The 6th flow shows the bank leases the asset to the customer and the right to use the agreed rent. And the 7th flow shows customer rental payment based on the payment plan agreed with Bank Islam. While flow 8 shows the customer signs the Al-Ba'in contract after the entire rental payment to the bank. The last flow shows the bank will transfer ownership to the customer.
My position is Head of Sharia Compliance would like to present the conclusion. Al-Ijarah Thumma al-Bay must meet all of Shariah's requirements for a legitimate contract. According to the Abdullah and Dusuki 2006, contract should be completed by mutual agreement with both parties' obligations and benefits clearly defined, and the agreement should be for a known term and for a known price. As an Islamic contract, Aitab should be carried out according to Sharia concerning fiqh muamalah principles and conditions, referred to as Al-Ijarah and Al-Bay respectively. When a customer signs a contract with a bank, the bank retains ownership of the asset. The customer then becomes the buyer, with the opportunity to purchase the asset through a sales contract at the end of the installment to gain ownership.